Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play Cities Skylines 2. Welcome back to my Beginner's Guide series. Today we are at a key point. So we have unlocked all the way to smallest city. This is significant because it is the last milestone that we get anything major. After this, everything is just loan limits and more expansion permits and development points. So here, of course, we've unlocked high density offices and a few different policies. High speed highways just lets your cars go faster on the highways. It increases the noise, but also the accident rate. And combustion engine ban makes it a little bit cleaner in that district. It reduces noise and air pollution. And city promotion, it can just help get more tourists coming in. By the way, if you are looking to get this game, be sure to check out Instant Gaming, where you can get it at a discount. Currently 29% off as of the recording of this little segment of the video. But follow the link in the description below and the comment below, and it is an affiliate link, so you will also help support this channel and get a great deal in the process. So go ahead, go to Instant Gaming and enjoy the game. So those are the key things. Now, what I want to do today, we're at a point now where, I gotta make sure that we can see here because of the weather, we're at a key point where now it's time to start growing out farther. And that means that some of these early farms and things that we started can be moved further out of the city to open up more space for development. So what I want to do today is, let's see, Garnet Crossing is going to be medium density. So that's going to be where we focus on getting more people today, but unemployment is 10%. So first we're going to move some of this, and then I want to get a technical college or university in there, and we'll get the farms farther out, and then that will free up some of the space for some of that. And then we can also pretty soon get our trains going because we're going to unlock some tiles over here. But anyway, let's go ahead and get going on that. So I want to unlock these 4 for now. We have 29 permits, so we have plenty of permits that we can unlock. But first, I want to make sure that we continue. Let's just go ahead and get the rail connected now, I guess. So one thing we have to keep in mind is the rail likely is going to go underneath the highway, and we do have a bit of a hill to deal with here, which can help, but the rail does need to get up that slope. So let's see what that slope is going to be. So we click here and just kind of go straight like this. We're at about 2%, so that is pretty much what we want. We want that rail to go straight this way. I'm going to go ahead and just build the road like that, so I have an idea of where it's going to come in. Yeah, so that's going to come in about here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pause, and we will put the highway up over this. We have to be careful not to get too close to the edge of the map, otherwise we'll have to use more tiles, and I don't want to do that yet. So we're just going to double click and put new nodes in there, and then we'll come back here and those can be removed. Very good. And I think what we'll do, we can't do the train just yet. I guess we will. I guess we'll get our train in. So this line is coming all the way out here. We're going to need another couple tiles, actually. Buy these 2. And that line will be able to continue straight this way. Let's go ahead and just build this here, and then we can talk about where our yard is going to be. Because when you build a train, you have to get your yard in first. And I'm thinking, let's see, when I played this map in my practice, I put the yard like over here, I think. Like before we really got into the game. This is kind of a steep slope though. I think what I want to do, and the thing is that this rail just dead ends. There's no rail going to that side of the map. So if we want a rail to go that way, we're going to have to like bring a rail along here, which is unfortunate because realistically it would have cut right through there, and I wish I had thought of that at the beginning and kind of planned for that. But we'll go ahead and bring that around because, I mean, over there it looks pretty steep, but over here I think we could bring the rail, or maybe we'll just not have the rail go that way. That might make things a little bit easier. Actually, that will. So what we'll do we gotta find a relatively flat spot, which isn't really existent in this map. But we will come in here and we're going to make this relatively flat. So we are going to landscaping. We're going to right click about here, I think. Just kind of make a pretty big open area in here. And this is generally going to be where we get our rail yard. So then we want to come and we want to first unlock the rail development, go to transportation and unlock trains. So now we can come in here and we can close that and we can click on rail yard. So now we want to get this probably about here. Yeah, I think we'll put it here. Then we can bring a rail. So first of all, we're going to double click here and create a new node. And then I want this to connect to that dirt road, which is kind of a weird thing, but we're going to come down like that. The dirt road is kind of approximate for where that's going to be. And then these lines are going to just connect out like this. That can go there. And then this one is going to come down and come in. As smooth as we can get it. Oh, that is not smooth. Sometimes, even this game, which is much better than Cities Skylines 1 with stuff like this, but it still is not perfect. I wish we had just a little bit more control over some of this. That's acceptable because the trains should be going pretty slow through here, although no. I know, I do this sometimes, don't I? Where I talk and then I change my mind in the middle of stuff. But we're going to do a complex curve and we're going to start here and then curve this way and just get a little bit of an S curve in there. And that looks much better. And then here we'll just bring this in like that. That, again, not quite what we want, but it is also not going to let me take that piece out. So we're going to keep it. And then this one can just curve pretty sharp. I don't really care too much about these ones because I just want to get things connected there. Yeah, that'll work fine. And then we need to get a road for this. So we're going to bring, let's see, first of all, this arterial can continue down this way. And it is pretty flat in this direction. So we're going to bring this to here. And I think at some point we might get another interchange here. But for now, we're going to keep that the way it is. We'll get a 2-lane road in here by the rail yard. And just come in like that. So now that is all connected. And now we just need to get the track the rest of the way here. So now we will come back to our rail and we're going to do the double track. And this is heading down towards the cargo port. We'll just do a straight line there and then we want to get the highway back in place. So we've got 2-lane highway here. And then we want to go up and I want it to be pretty much parallel with all of this. So we're going to do parallel mode. We're going to bring it here and over. And that train slope is not quite going to work well for us. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go without parallel mode for a moment. Because we can get it over this. Overlapping. Okay, we got to go up a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more because that rail is sloped, so that is why we're having to get this a little bit more elevated than normal. And also because of the... I mean, that's the problem. We could put the road underneath. That might work better if we bring it down to a tunnel just through here. I think that's what we'll do. We'll come down there. Toggle parallel mode back on. And we want to start by clicking on this. And then we're going to come along here and go all the way down until we get to tunnel mode. Then we want to watch that degrees of angle over at the starting point. We'll go there. That was about a 5% slope to get through there. And then I want to do the same thing on this side, actually. We're going to come back up. And we're going to go down here. 12.5 meters. We want to be at about 5% slope is the worst that we had on the other side. But I think we've got a little bit more space here. We do have a curve, actually. So let's do this. We'll come down here, and this one we want to curve probably about here. And go there. That's not going to want to work. To go down a little bit more. Oh, you know what it is? We want to come in here like this. And then we should be able to go straight under. Yeah, that side doesn't want to work. Let's see if this side will. That side works. So this side just has to go down a tiny bit further. Okay, so if we come in here and just go down a tiny bit more, we should be able to get under here. There we go. And then come up and join that one. Of course, they're not lining up now, but that's okay. We'll come over here and bring this up until we snap together. There we go. That will work. So now the highway goes underneath that rail. We can unpause the game, and that will all function just fine. Now, we want to bring the rail farther down here, and we're going to remove our dirt road that was kind of helping us plan this out a little bit. Bring this track a little bit farther then. We need to get a little bit of curve in. Okay, then we can come in the rest of the way. I'm going to go ahead and take the dirt road out all the way through here. Now we're going to do this all the way and just kind of watch that grade a little bit. It's at 3%. That is steeper than what we want. We want to try to keep it at about 2%, which means I think we need to come down a little bit more over here. Yeah, that's 3%. We're going to come down a little bit more. Actually, we're not going to come... Ah, man, this is rough. Trying to get the realistic slope on some of this can be a challenge, because that is a pretty steep climb there. We're going to take this back out a little bit further. And I think what we'll do instead is we'll work on climbing from here. We know where we need to be. And first we need to come in here and we're going to add the railway connection. Put that in there, and then we can come in. We want double-sided track. And we will grab here. And then we want to keep this at a 2% grade. So we're going to go ahead and do some elevating of the track, just to make sure that we are keeping at that grade. We can get that in there if we move this over just a little bit. Eminent domain there, guys. Okay, so now this is going to come around and curve this way. We want to make sure that we're at 2% because we're going to have to go up and up and up anyway. This is going to curve this way. We want to come down a little bit. And that kind of looks funny. So we're going to come back here and take this out. And just do a simple curve here. And hope that that worked out. No, it repeated the same thing. So we're going to pause. We're going to take the road out because the priority has to be given to the rail when you are doing sloping for realism. Especially when you're doing sloping and stuff for cargo rail. Because cargo rail, it's critical that those slopes be as smooth as possible. And this one is coming down still. I think what we'll do then is we will come in here And the trick we'll use is we'll move this area way over to make sure that it's not interfering at all with the rail that we're building. And we'll make sure this is at 0. We're going to come in like that. And curve. That is saying 2.6% now. So we'll go back a little bit further. Look at this. Like that. 2.1. Right there. Again. Still. Okay. So what we'll do then is we will come in and we're going to make this be a smooth slope. So what we want to do, we've got one side over here. We're going to right click and then we're going to left click over here. Just make sure that that is smooth there. I think this road is what was interfering. But that gets that smooth. I like that a lot. And then we can come back in here. We can soften the terrain. We're going to have to bring that road up and over this now. So we want that medium road. 10% slope, not great. But I don't think the trucks could go under. Actually, maybe they can. Maybe we can get this underneath that. If we bring this down to 8.5, we might be able to make that. Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to bring that down, and then we'll bring this in place. And then we'll come back and see if this can be built here. So, it's not perfect, but I'm not going to mess with it any further. That's what we're going to go with. And then we're going to continue over here, but I should be able to unpause now, yeah. Then we'll just smooth this out real quick, and we'll get that oil industry back to its maximum extent and then move on. All right, so that is in place. Now we're going to come up this way and we're going to continue doing pretty much the same thing. We want to be here and we want to make sure that we are getting this as smooth as we can. About 2% grade. And this is where it really gets steep. So now we're going to start to come down to keep that at a 2% grade. It's going to really cut into that terrain. We might not be able to do this perfectly realistic. But we'll bring this all the way. But what does it end up at? I think we're just going to have to go with it, actually, guys. 3%. I will accept that for the purposes of this video. And really, the steep part is here. Yeah, this is where it's steep. Let's take this back out. And we're going to pause and take this whole thing out. Take that whole farm out for a moment. And then we're going to smooth this. Smooth slope from, let's say, here. We're going to make this wider. Like that. Whoop. Nope. Got to go in one direction. Czardus. That, I mean, I wish I could go both ways there. It would make it much easier. But that will get the rail in place. We can do a simple curve here. Up 180 degrees and go to, should be about here, I think. And that looks better. I did not look to see what that slope was. If anybody paid attention, maybe you guys can let me know. But now we're going to come in here and just soften all of this. And then we'll get that farm back in place because we really didn't want to get rid of a farm. We do have a rail here now, so we have to be a little bit more careful about where the intersection goes. Bring it around like this. Then bring this right along here. That should work. And of course, come in here real quick before I forget and take that out and take out the crosswalks too, because there would not be crosswalks there. Okay, then we want to make sure that we get this farm back in place. So we'll come in here, and I believe it was grain farming. If not, then too bad, because that's what we're going to build here. grain is always something we need. Although right now, I think the city needs vegetables more than grain. But of course, again, I think this one was grain, so we're going to replace it with grain. While we're at it, actually, let's go ahead and build a vegetable one over here. Just because, you know, I just said that we need grain or vegetables, so we might as well get that in here. We'll bring this, say like that, and same thing, we're going to take out crosswalks and traffic light. Okay, and then we can come back and get our vegetable farm in here. And that can go over here and all the way out there to the rail. There we are. Okay, now unpause, and we have that rail connected. Alright, so now we should have that going. Now we need to create some connections here. I want to go and create a cargo railway route. The problem is we don't have a station now. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a station over in here, a cargo station, which is a pain because now we have this weird thing. We're going to come in here, bring this straight over here. Actually, we're going to have to smooth this out a little bit more. And all I want to do is I want to get the station right over here. I don't know that we'll really use it, but we'll get one there. Cargo train, man, it's always bigger than I want it to be. I'm going to take this track out a little bit. We'll put this over here. And then we can bring this track over this way. Even though that one is really just for show. This is going to come in like that. These can just continue like that. There we go. So now we've got that in place. We can come back and we can create a cargo line tool or cargo line thing. We want to connect. I don't think we have any industry over here, but we will go ahead and connect one from here over to the port and then back. And I want to go in right away and name that cargo train line internal 1. And I want to make sure that only has one train on it because that likely will not get very much usage at all. But the one that is a little bit more important to me is we're going to go from the cargo harbor out here to Lemon Cove and back. So that one, we are going to come in here and we are going to name external Lemon Cove. And we don't have, neither of the ships are going to Lemon Cove, so that could get some usage. We'll go ahead, yeah, 2 trains. I'm fine with that. Okay, so that was our cargo. Okay, next, we are going to move these farms out. And these ones here are livestock, so they can go wherever we want them to, which I think, let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we're going to put them down here. So we've got a road out here already. We can just go ahead and get a dirt road right out this way. And then get one like this. Might be able to get a little bit of timber somewhere around here, but for now we're just going to stick with this. We'll get another road here. And probably one more over. Well, no, what we'll do is we'll just stick with what we've got there. I like the lineup of that. We're going to get livestock farms in here, and then we'll delete the old ones. Okay, so I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sips in here, which means we've increased because over here we only have 1, 2, 3. So we have essentially added 3 more. And in the process, oh, look at this, we've got a little bit of trees in here. I must have put those in at some point. You guys might remember that better than I do. But anyway, in the process, we did unlock a signature building of the dairy house. So it can increase the industrial efficiency and the export profit. So that is a good one to have. And I think what we'll do is we'll get this over here, actually, because I think this is kind of a good spot to have farms continue and probably get more farming out this way in general. So what I think we'll do is we'll bring an actual road off this way. I mean, they're all actual roads, but like a paved road, I mean, out this way. I do want to get rid of the traffic light, though, and the crosswalks, at least on that side and on the dirt side. That can be a crosswalk, I guess. And then we'll put the dairy house here. So that should be a good little industrial addition there. And over here, as planned, we are going to get our technical university. So we want to go to development, and we're going to go technical university. Now, a technical one will increase the efficiency of offices and industrial companies. So my thought is that by doing that, we can start to really lean into offices more. And we could put this right over like that. But I think what I want, and it's going to be a tight squeeze. I think we will, actually. I'm tempted to put it more oriented this way. I don't think I want it on the main road, though. So, like right now, this is an arterial coming in. I think what I want to do is bring it in with its own little road. So first of all, we need to come in here, and this should not be highway there. And then we can come in with this. We can bring a road in just a tiny bit. I don't want to go very far, but I do want this to be pretty much parallel to that main road. We'll bring it all the way to here, and then in like that. And now we should be able to get our technical university in here. Put that right there. And we can go ahead, we'll go ahead and do the upgrades like we did with the university. I think we have all of the university upgrades already. Yeah. We'll do the same thing here. We want to do the extension wing. Just make it bigger, and then we can do a workshop upgrade, which just increases the chance of graduating. So we've got that there, and that should be really good for the just helping offices and things like that. And then what we can do is we're going to just extend some of the roads around it. And I think what I want to do is we'll get this here right along the side of the university. And then on this side, we will get very large parking lot. So anybody wanting to go to school can park there and do that. Yeah, I like that. Let's also see this road extend. I think this is our road maintenance, or our bus depot, one of those. Bring that there. Don't think that needs to extend any further from there, but now we've got that in place, we should be able to check on other things. Unemployment is down a little bit, so we'll go ahead and start adding more medium density in here. And I want this to match what we've done here, where we have the townhouses. So we're going to come in and carefully get these in the way we want them, and then we'll get the alley in the middle. And so we've had some come in here, and right now a recent patch has kind of rebalanced the economy a little bit. I'm not quite sure it's the way they want it to be, because offices are like getting a huge boost, but because of that, we're going to go ahead and unload the residential. We'll go ahead and raise the office budget, because now we're going to be rolling in the money. But lowering the residential rate to say 9% is going to really boost that demand, because now they're going to say that taxes are in a good spot, and that's going to come in. So we do have this zoned, but nobody's coming in yet, which says to me that we need to get more people jobs. Got to get that unemployment rate a bit lower right now. So that's what we're going to focus on a little bit more here. So what I want to do then is we're going to check profitability, of course. And office profit is 100%. So we're going to start getting a little bit taller in here. And commercial profit was really high too, actually. Everything is very profitable right now. So what I want to do is we're going to start in downtown west and get this to be a bit higher density. So we're going to first of all get high density business in here. Although I think because we've got the port over on this side, the harbor, I think this is going to be more commercial and this would be more office focused. And maybe residential as well. So we're going to come over here and we'll go ahead and get high density business over on this end. We'll go ahead and get those right in here. And in fact, all the way up against the shore there. All of this is going to be high density commercial. And we'll go ahead and actually, yeah, I think like all of this whole area should be high density commercial. We'll just start with that and see how that goes. And then on this side, we're going to come over and we're going to get high density offices, particularly on the main street first. And that's probably going to lead to some tall buildings coming in. And then we can get, yep, there's one right away that's going to have a lot more jobs. And that is probably going to kick that unemployment down quite a bit right away. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some mixed zoning out in here. So downtown west is going to be really mixed zoning with residential. Actually, we could probably put high density residential back in here and get mixed over in here, and maybe just, you know, apartment buildings, bigger ones. Same thing back in here. I think we'll get higher or like medium density residential. But for now, we're going to let all of this kind of zone in and we'll go from there. Okay, we're at a good spot. Unemployment has dropped huge here. So I think what we should see is some of this is filling in. No, we're still not quite seeing some of that. So what I want to do then is let's double check something like elementary schools. Yeah, we've got one there, but Garnet Crossing doesn't have any coverage because this one is set to Sunnyside Gardens. And in fact, it needs to be expanded. Let's go ahead and give it the expansion wing. Okay, but then when we come back here, that's probably why people are not moving in. Evergreen Gardens and Garnet Crossing really need some schools. So I think what we'll do is we'll put an elementary school in right here and set that to Garnet Crossing. Go ahead and give it an expansion. We'll give it a children's clinic because we have the space here and a playground on that side. And then we should see more things coming in here pretty quickly. But for now, we're going to focus over here. Now, we do have a couple of traffic accidents, but that is not a big deal. I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and get this residential updated for now. We're going to get high density residential over in here. But first, I want to make sure that we've got this zoning all set the way we want it before I start filling these back blocks. There we go. So that's going to see a pretty big jump in people coming in here. And I think what we'll do too is we're going to get high density residential right along the water here. Put them back here too. We do have a little bit, I think what I want to see here, see if we can get mixed in here, just so that there is a little bit of commercial in there. Maybe get a little bit of mixed housing over in here too. Because you want the residential to have some shops. They need to be able to shop and pick up some of the goods that they need. So we have another elementary school over here in Aspendale that needs to be expanded. And so we're going to do that, and then I also want to tell it that it needs to be Aspendale and Downtown West, which may make this a little bit difficult. We'll see how many people need to move in there, and also we need to adjust some of these districts here. Downtown West is going to come all the way out here. Yeah, I think so. And then here, Aspendale, I want to be like that. So Downtown West is pretty much just in the middle here. Yeah, that should work. And then Aspendale is over there. We do need to get just a little bit more in here. And it is mad. What are we mad about here, game? There we go. That can go like that. So that gives Aspendale there. At some point, we're going to need more districts as we expand further, but that should be good for now. And of course, this elementary is a little bit overloaded. So what we're going to do then is we're going to add another one somewhere. I think closer to Downtown West. We'll get a separate one for Downtown West, which is going to be a little bit difficult because we've got this hill here. I think we'll have to put it over back this way. Got a maybe in here. Where could we put it? It can't fit under the highway, but we can take this road out and get that here. Yeah, that will work there. Give it the expansion because it's going to be a pretty busy school. Get a playground over there. Get this zoning about right. Those houses are going to be mad. Let's go ahead and just take that zoning out for now. And then we're going to come in here, and this one is going to be Downtown West. And then we'll come back to this one, and we want to take out Downtown West. And just be Aspendale, which should get this number of students down a bit better. So unemployment is still low, so we should be able to continue to expand. And I am a little surprised that we really are not seeing medium density coming in here in some of these spots, which is very surprising. But let's go ahead and get these in here. See if they just, for some reason, don't want to come into some of the spots that we have. Yes, they're trying to go from the wrong road. So we'll go ahead and allow it. Sometimes that will happen. Yeah, like here, this one is zoned the wrong way as well. So we'll go ahead and let all of that go in. And I'm going to go back and forth pretty much and just watch that unemployment rate and keep adding people and then adding jobs if we need to. But I think we're really going to see Garnet Crossing fill in. And with that, we have reached the big city milestone. So that's really exciting. We're making a lot of progress here. And we are seeing a lot of Garnet Crossing get filled in here. That is good. And our downtown, the city is starting to really take shape downtown here. And I think what we'll do, I mean, it doesn't look super realistic because we haven't filled in here, but we'll figure that out. And the same thing over here. We got to get more over in this direction. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you click on the video on the screen now. It will take you to the next episode if it's out. If not, then it will take you to another video that I guarantee you will enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.